Are you ready for a new adventure? Got one coming up. What's up guys, Brett with Ansel's Adventures here. Today we're taking a different kind of adventure. We're going gold prospecting. So we're actually headed to Central Virginia, out and around Farmville area, to the Central Virginia Gold Prospectors Club. We got to go do some paperwork, take care of some dues and stuff like that, and then we're going to prospect. Alright, so we've arrived at the meeting, and there's usually a lot more people here, and it's still a little bit early. But generally the way it goes is they call the meeting to order, and they go over some business and stuff. And they do door prizes and raffles. And they got a bunch of merchandise over here that you can buy for gold prospecting, and different pay dirt and stuff you can buy. Yeah, pretty cool. It's a good time. Good people. Alright guys, we finished up the meeting, and I made out pretty well. I won the 50-50 raffle, and I won a gold pan. So, not too bad. But anyway, we got here on the gold claims. One of them, it's not really a gold claim. In Virginia, you don't have gold claims. You have property leases. But whatever. So yeah, we're going to gear up, get ready to go, get all our stuff loaded up, and we're going to go try to find some gold. Alright, stay tuned. That is a big boulder. That is huge. Hopefully you can see that with the sun. Big as a house. Anyway, what I'm doing, I'm working my way down to the creek, and I'm just cutting through this old drainage bottom right here, seeing if I see anything that sparks my interest on the way down, because probably none of this ever gets touched, I'd guess. All right, that's kind of sparked my interest. Let's see what we can find. Gold pan, classifier, water hole, big root, big water hole. Let's see what happens. All right, first test pan was a bust, but we did catch a piece of birdshot. So the panning technique was right. If there was gold in here, we would have caught it, because gold is twice as heavy as lead, and we kept the birdshot in the pan. So we did get on that, but no gold in this pot. So we're gonna keep looking. We're gonna suck that piece of lead up and get that out of the creek, because at least we're cleaning the creek out. All right, we made it to the main creek here on this lease, and the water's actually really high. We had like an inch of rain last night, and I'm not equipped to get in that right there today. So we're gonna run around here and look for something that we can work in knee boots and see what we can see. It's beautiful down here though. But plenty of water. You can see where water's been all the way up through here when it flooded recently. Probably last night, it's hard to say. But yeah, we're gonna do a bunch of test panning in hopes of finding a honey hole. So when I come back with the dredge, we've got a great spot already picked out, and I don't have to spend all day doing what I'm doing now. That's the goal for today. And hopefully we find some color too. I always love finding gold. All right, this spot kind of piques my interest a little bit, just the way it runs. Big gravel bar I'm standing on. So we're gonna do some test pans here. Like right at the bottom of that, where the sand meets the rocks, where all this bank is just washing down over all these storms. And then we're just gonna take samples all the way across and see what we see. If I find something cool, I'll cut the camera back on. But I'll put it on time lapse so you can see what I'm doing. All right, we found a little bit of gold, but really it's not enough to mess with for what I'm looking for. So we're gonna move upstream a little bit and see if we can find something a little bit better. 10 to 15 pieces per pan isn't bad if you're running, you know, a high banker or maybe even a dredge, but I'm looking for something with a little bit bigger pieces. So, you know, more bang for the buck. All right, so we're gonna head upstream and see what we can find. All right, we're at a new spot that I'm gonna try. And I figured I'd try to show you best I can what I'm doing here. So just got some river gravels and some sand and mud and everything else off the bottom close to the bank, and what I've got on top is a 1/2-inch classifier so we can get all the material down to something smaller. Chances are I'm not going to find a nugget this big. It'd be great, but it's not going to happen here, not in Virginia. On one of the other leases that we have, I know of 2 nuggets that were found that were over an ounce, which is amazing. A bunch that came out at probably 1/2 ounce, and you know, some smaller nuggets and stuff, but I don't know of any that came off of this creek. But on the claim that they found those on, you can't dredge. Dredging is a whole lot easier. It's a whole lot easier on your back. You basically run an underwater vacuum cleaner, and it runs it over a sluice box and cleans all this stuff out, and you're just left with the gold. But in this, what we're doing, because gold is twice as heavy as lead and it's 8 times heavier than water, we're cleaning rocks, and all the small stuff and any gold that would be in it falls underneath to the pan that's in the bottom. All clean. Oh, pitched it. Get rid of that. Now what we're left with is all the fine stuff that's smaller than a 1/2 inch. And without trying to get wet, because I've already gotten wet twice, and hopefully I'm not shaking you to death. But anyway, this pan has riffles in it, and what we're trying to do is get all the gold to sink to the bottom, because again, it's heavier than anything else in this pan. It's heavier than lead, it's heavier than rocks, heavier than sand. So as we shake it, the material becomes liquefied, in a sense. And then we let the water wash off all the stuff on top, which is lighter. And as soon as we start to see any black sand, which is second, probably heaviest to lead in the water. I'm still getting wet, and my tush is getting wet. And the water's cold, so try not to get drowned, but I'm trying to make it where you can see. And I know this is probably making you seasick, but I'm trying. Because it's kind of hard to show you exactly what's going on. But we're just dipping the pan in, letting it wash all the light stuff off the top. Because essentially what we want is the gold to be right on this bottom corner, because that's where the riffles are. And should any try to escape, the riffle should catch it and keep it from going out of the pan. That's the essence of what we're doing here. So anyway, we'll get this down because it's going to take a minute to do it carefully and not blow anything out of the pan. And then I'll cut the camera back on, let you see where we're at. All right, camera mount number 3. I'm going to try to do this so you can actually see something, what I'm doing. Hopefully you'll be able to see. So we're shaking all the gold to that crease right there. That's the plan. We're letting our water wash off all the top stuff. Take it back down. Just dip it in, let the water wash it off. All the light stuff should come off. The gold is so heavy it should stay in the bottom. And hopefully this is in the frame where you can see it. Because this is how you gold pan. You don't want to shake the pan and shake the stuff out. You want to let the water do the work. Wash off all that blonde sand. That's light. All this black sand that's in the pan still is heavy. And you can see the blonde sand coming to the top now when I'm shaking it up. All the black sand's diving to the bottom, along with the gold, if there's gold in this pan. Shake it back up, all the blonde sand comes to the top. Shake it to the corner, dip, let all of the blondes come off. It's hard to do in a pretty fast moving current here without messing that up, but we're gonna try. See all the blonde? That'll come out of the pan first because it's lighter. And all the gold should be caught in this riffle right here. Maybe this one, or worst case scenario, that one. We'll shake it back down. Get all that light sand off the top. And this pan is kind of actually big for this, but anyway. Now what I'm doing is I'm just swirling the water and letting it move all the lighter stuff off the top. And fanning all that sand back to see if we see any gold left in there. The gold generally doesn't move too easy because it's so heavy. And there's actually a piece right there. A couple pieces. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's right there. Another piece right there, a little teeny thing. And the black sand is so dense that it will hide gold and pull it with it. There's more over here. And all this gold is flood gold from the storm that we've had roll through, and it just washed everything down. And it was violent. I can see where it's blown trees over when it came down. Alright, we're going to get this cleaned up a little bit better. Alright, so I switched to a smaller pan. I got to get out of this fast water flow. This is the pan I actually won this morning. What's cool about it, it's got like a snake skin on the side, so it'll keep gold from falling out of the pan as easy. And it's a lot easier in the hand just because it's so small and so light. So we're just going to repeat this process, cleaning all the light stuff off the top, re-stratifying it and all to the bottom. That way we can see the gold that's actually in here. And you can see how that snake skin just holds that sand in place. Alright, we're going to keep working this down very carefully because I know there's some gold in it. Until we get it where we can see. Tap it and the gold will walk up to the top. I already see gold in that corner. One thing you gotta watch for, the surface tension of water will actually make gold float if it's fine enough, like that. It's floating now. So you have to be careful about that. You can lose gold that way. You wouldn't think it would float being as heavy as it is, but it will float. Hopefully you can see that right there. 4 or 5 specks in there. Nothing spectacular, it's floating again. You can actually put dish soap in your water or in your pan, and that'll stop that from floating. And then we just take our sucker bottle, it's called a snuffer, and then, oh, my gold's floating on me. I'm finding it again. It's disappeared. Alright, I got the gold back finally. We take our sucker bottle and just suck it right up in the bottom. Shake it down, make sure we didn't miss anything. It's the black sand's pushing. I think we're good. Yep, I don't see any more. Okay, off to the next spot until we find that honey hole. That's what we're after. This is more like it. I gotta do a sketchy log walk, but if I fall, it'll be funny. But this is more like what I'm after. Good chance gold can be caught up in there where those rocks are piled, and then behind these rocks. Might find us a nice crevice we can work, and maybe we'll get lucky. I like in there too, because that acts like a gold trap right there. So yeah, hopefully you can see. Not that's on my head, not really sure, but we'll see. All right, we're gonna get down here and do some poking around. See what we find. Gold. There's our first gold of the day. And it's small, don't get me wrong. But it all adds up. If you watch, all that black sand will move and the gold does not. Unless I do it really too hard, which I just did. Anyway, we're in the right area. We just got to narrow it down, find something a little bit better. There's, I don't know, 10 pieces of gold in that pan. And they're small. Like I said, they're small stuff. But we're going to keep looking until we find the good stuff. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm cleaning out this crack between these two pieces of bedrock. And the stuff has been here really hard packed. It's been here for at least a little while. So I'm going to take my scoop, cleaning it out, throwing it in the classifier and painting it down. We're going to try to get all the way to the very bottom of this crack and see what we find. I already found some gold. That's bedrock right there. And I have a pry bar, so if I can bust into this up and get it out of here to make room to get more dirt and more gold, that's what I'm going to do. Just steady going down, and there's another crack right there, which would be really good. And hopefully I can use my new hand dredge that I built to suck that out of there, paint it out, and hopefully we can find some good gold. That's what we're after. Alright guys, well I didn't get rich, but I did find gold. Learned a lot about where I'm at in this particular lease we've got. But yeah, I've got about a 2-mile hike back to the truck, up a mountain, and down the other side. So I'm going to get started. And we get home, I'll clean the gold up and show you what I found. Alright, stay tuned guys. Alright guys, we're back home, and it's actually the next day. I was beat yesterday when I got home. Too many hours shoveling, been over, just rough. So got up this morning, got the gold cleaned up, and let me show you what we got. Alright, so 0.23 grams isn't a life-changing amount of gold. It's only worth about 12 bucks. It's not, you know, gonna make you rich. That's okay. I do this for fun. It's just a hobby. It's something to do, to get outside and, you know, enjoy the outdoors. So, that being said, I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit that subscribe button, and that way you get notified every time I post a video. I'm also on Facebook and I'm on Instagram, so you can always hit me up there too. I post a lot of different stuff there, you know, just throughout the day, random stuff, whatever I'm working on at the time. So, something to keep in mind. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, chances are you're going to like what I've previously posted and what's coming up in the future. So hit that subscribe button, that way you're notified every time I post a video and you don't miss out on anything. Alright, thanks guys.